What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Please like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps me out, and I genuinely appreciate it. Remember in my last video, right? I uh, I said that my phase 3 ship or sailing days were about to end. I was about to get off my phase 3 ship May 9th. I actually requested an extension and it got it approved. I've been extended for 2 months. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, damn, like May 9th, that's 120 days, and you extend it for 2 months after that. That's 6 months, 180 days. Like, why would you do that? See, here's the thing. SIU hasn't posted any more dates for the FOWT class past next month. So the last FOWT dates as of right now is from April 16th to May 21st, and they haven't added any more dates after that. I had a friend who just left Piney Point, and I asked him if they planned on adding more dates, and he said that they're actually training 2 more teachers right now for the FOWT class. So I know for a fact they're going to be adding more dates soon. They just don't have them up right now. So in my mind, I'm like, why don't I just extend my time? Because in my mind, I'm thinking, by July 9th, they'll probably add some more dates. I can leave this ship and hopefully be in school not too long after I leave the ship to upgrade, and then I'll hop on another ship after that. That's the first reason. Second reason is this ship is ROS, so I'm not doing a lot of work on this ship. I'm learning a lot, right? But as far as strenuous work, I'm not doing a lot of strenuous work because we're not moving, right? Um, you know, I sail with a third engineer who's been sailing for 48 years, and he told me today, literally at like 4:30, right before I got off, he was like, listen, I can count in my 48 years, I can count on one hand the amount of gravy ships I've had. Gravy ships meaning it's not a lot of work. Well, it's not a lot of strenuous work. You don't have to break your back. It's a chill job. And not just that, all of the engineers are chill. The first engineer is chill. The chief engineer is chill. It's just a smooth sailing job. It's some of the easiest money that I'm going to make in my career. So that was the second reason why. The third reason why is I'm like 45 minutes away from New York City. I'm in a naval base uh, in New Jersey. I can see the city from across the water. I go there often. I'm off on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm chilling. So that's why I extend my time. But anyway, this is going to be a comment response video. This is actually a very good question. The question was so good that I decided to ask my second engineer who I work with now for the answer because I wanted to make sure that I had accurate information. So let's just get right to the question and right to the video. All right, so here we have another question from CT1111. And he says, hi, thanks again for getting back to me. Since then, I've heard some additional information that I'm not entirely sure is accurate, but I'm hoping either you can confirm it or I'll find out once I'm in. I was told that after completing FOWT, you're eligible to sail in QMED related positions. That was my main concern, as I originally thought you could only ship out in OL/OILER or OMU roles. This was especially important to me since I don't live near a hall and wasn't sure how long it might take to get a job. I'm fully prepared to pay out of pocket to get to a hall and line up work, as long as the timeline is reasonable. However, based on the OL jobs I've seen posted, it felt like it could potentially take a while to get out. On a positive note, I did get offered a job in the Gulf about a month ago, and they were crediting 1.1.5 days for every day sailed, which is great for building time. Overall, I decided to stick with SIU since it fits best with how I plan to manage my schedule moving forward. Once again, thanks and keep up the informative videos. CT1111, that's a great question. It was such a great question that I decided to ask the second engineer that I work with. I wasn't trying to guess I wasn't trying to assume anything. I really wanted to ask somebody that was more experienced than I was. So I asked the second engineer. He sailed with SIU for 10, 11 years before transferring over to AMO when he became licensed. And this is what he told me. He said, when you're an oiler, uh, that is a QMED rating. It's the lowest QMED rating, but it is a QMED rating. So one way that you can sail as a QMED, even though you are an oiler, is this. Let's just say there's a QMED job on the board that the hall is having a hard time getting filled. So let's just say it's a QMED job that's been on the all ports list for a long time, right? For whatever reason, it's not the highest paying QMED job, so more experienced QMEDs aren't taking that job. Let's just say it's on a ship like I'm on now. It's on an ROS ship. Nobody's rushing to take a QMED job on a ship like this, right? Let's just say there is some personnel or some engineers that are hard to work with, and more experienced people who know that and have told their friends know that, you know, they're not taking the job. Let's just say it goes on a route that people don't like. So let's just say it's going to the Middle East in the middle of July, right? Something like that. Um, and this QMED job just is having a hard time being filled. You as an oiler can throw in for that job, um, because let's just say that the company really needs a QMED. They really do. And even though you don't have the QMED on your MMC, you're still an oiler, which is a QMED rating. They will bump you up to a QMED just so you can fill that job, right? That's the first thing. So that's one way you can get a QMED job, even though your highest rating on your MMC is an oiler. The second way is if, let's just say you're already working on a ship as an oiler, and let's just say they need a QMED while you're sailing on that ship. Let's just say a QMED left. I don't know, somebody got fired. They need one more QMED to fill the spot and they can't find one. And they're just like, you know what? I'm getting tired of, trying the hull. Let's just uh, promote in house, right? They can promote you in house and say, all right, you're an oiler, but we're about to start paying you as a QMED because they want you to fill this QMED job on this ship. For example, on the ship I'm on now, they tried to promote me to an oiler. They said that I've been doing a great job. They wanted to do me a solid, and they said, hey, we're going to try to promote in house because they were trying to do me a solid. In reality, I knew it's because it's an ROS ship. No oiler is going to want to come here. So they didn't want to waste their time and try to wait for somebody to pick that job up off the board. So they just decided to do it in house, which is fine with me. I don't mind it. And they tried to, but I don't have an oiler ticket on my MMC, so they couldn't. But if I did, and I was sailing as a wiper, I am now, I could have taken that spot and they could have promoted me in house. So that's the second way that you can sail as a QMED as an oiler. If they promote you in house, or if you go to a hall and you see a QMED job that's been on the board for a long time, and it's a job that for some reason they can't fill and they're desperate for a QMED, you will be able, or you do have a chance at being able to sail as a QMED in that circumstance. So CT 1111, I hope I answered your question. I did the best that I could. I asked somebody that was way more experienced than I was, and that's the answer that he gave me. It's somebody that was sailing with SIU for over a decade, and those two experiences that I told you are experiences that he's actually had personally. So hopefully I answered your question properly. To the rest of you guys, this is the end of the video. Hopefully you guys got some valuable information out of it. I would appreciate if you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. It would really help me out. As I always tell you guys, God bless, and please stay safe out there. It's a crazy world out there, and there's some crazy things going on. So I just want you guys to stay safe. For all you guys who are embarking on your merchant mariner journey, I wish you the best of luck. God bless you. And I hope it works out for you. And until the next one, you guys, have a good day.